I know that, guys, this is a little sudden, but we're gonna read this fanfic of the tomtord high school AU. I'm gonna be quiet because I don't want my family to hear. So let's read it. Tord. First day in a new school, in a new country, with new possibilities. This is going to be interesting. You grip your backpack straps and make your way up the stairs to your assigned classroom. You stand in the doorway, looking at the busy body of students chatting and throwing objects around the room. You lock eyes with the teacher who welcomes you inside. Settle down. We have a new student today. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You face the rest of the class and clear your throat. Hello, my name is Tord, and I come from Norway. May I sit down now? A few students giggled, and the teacher reluctantly nodded. She pointed to the boy in an empty seat next to the other. He pointed to an empty seat next to another boy. You can sit over there, next to Tom. He'll show you around the school. Right, Tom? The boy nodded slightly, and you sat next to him. He was wearing a dark blue hoodie that hid his face from you. You couldn't even see his eyes. The lesson wasn't that interesting. Just a recap of math that you just already done in your old school. You didn't pay much attention to anything the teacher was saying, but you did hear a bell ring. When you finished packing your bag, Tom walked over to your desk. The teacher told me to show you around the school. You chuckled a little at the blunt delivery of his lines. Okay, show me everything I need to know. You still couldn't see his face, but you're sure he was rolling his eyes. That's the science room. That's the gym. That's the library. That's the cafeteria. He was barely making any effort to show you all the rooms you need to know. He simply pointed to them and walked on. As you were walking across the court, you could see a lot of other students snickering at the pointing fingers in your direction. You started feeling a lot less confident in yourself. Maybe things were going to be the same as Norway. Maybe you will always be the victim of bullying. Your train of thought was interrupting when you heard a boy shout something at you. Bowling ball, bowling ball boy. Bowling ball, boy? That's a pretty weird insult. Not one of you expecting it didn't really hurt. It didn't even make sense. Even though you weren't hurt by their name calling, you didn't get a little concerned when the four boys started walking towards you. But as soon as they reached you, they pushed you aside and kept going. They walked up to Tom, who was dead quiet. The four boys circled him, giving him little shoves and saying things like, "Show us your eyes, freak." Tom didn't move. He kept his head down the entire time, until one of the boys ripped off his hoodie, revealing his face. And you couldn't see it, clear as day. The boy had no eyes. Okay, next chapter. Tord. In one shift motion, one of the boys had knocked Tom to the ground. He fell down. Okay, let's read this again. In one shift motion, one of the boys had knocked Tom to the ground. He fell down with a grunt while the four boys started to laugh. You're a freak. The boy gripped Tom's hair and yanked it up. He let out a painful yell. while other boy knelt him in his stomach, preventing him from running away. They stopped him on the floor and beginning to kicking his sides. Without eyes, he could clearly see a tear running down his face. You felt remorseful for not helping him, but what could you do? Going up against four large teens, that is never a good idea if you're alone when you're even with good intentions. Even again, you did have something in your bag, something that you can use to your advantage, something that could get you expelled if anyone saw it. You completed for a moment, all while watching this boy get beaten so much that he couldn't possibly walk anymore. Screw it, you had to help. You dipped your hand into your bag and pulled a small sharp object, hiding it in your hand. You walked up to the large boys and lightly stuck a knife into his back. He froze. You came up behind him and put your mouth in his ear. I want you to leave him alone forever. The boy was shaking nervously, and he backed away from Tom. Hey, what are you doing? The leader of the group was looking at the boy in confusion. I think we should stop this and do something else. He looked at you, and you gave him a nod and a shrug grin. Still confused, the leader looked over at your hand. It became clear to him what's going on, and he backed away. Yeah, this is getting old. He turned around and left, while the other three followed closely behind. You packed your knife away, making sure nobody else saw what just happened. When it was safely in your bag, you rushed over to Tom, who was still lying on the ground. Hey, are you okay? He looked up at you in confusion. He gave him your hand, and he smiled slightly. Thanks, I owe you one. He smiled back and helped him. Okay, this is all for today. It's kind of short, but oh well. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.